Howdy y'all, Hamilton Belk here with my first pedal steel lesson for licks and tricks. Today I'm going to teach you the 4 primary grips for picking chords with your right hand, and I'm also going to be teaching you 3 triad inversions for picking out the same chord in different positions up and down the neck. So you'll be getting a little right hand technique, a little left hand bar work, and some practice with pedals and levers as well. We'll be using root position triad, which is no pedals, first inversion, which is A pedal and F lever, and second inversion, which is the A and B pedals. If that sounds pretty basic to you, you can click through to the intermediate section in the timestamps below. Let's get started. Okay, so I want to start by teaching you the 4 basic grips that you're going to use to create your chords. Now, there are a whole lot of different grips that you can use, but these are sort of the essential ones that you're going to use constantly throughout your playing, and it's a great place to start. So your first grip is going to be string 10, string 8, and string 6. Just get your fingers in position and pick all those notes at the same time. We're going to start on the 3rd fret, so we're going to be playing a G chord. And that's no pedals and no levers. Okay, so that's your first grip. Now, going forward, the next grip is going to be string 8, string 6, and string 5. The next grip is going to be 6, 5, and 4. And then the final grip is strings 5, 4, and 3. Now get in position and pick all those at the same time. Let's talk about the G chord for a second. The basic G triad is made up of G, B, and D. Here we're in that second grip, strings 8, 6, and 5. G, B, D. Now when you're using these various grips, what you're doing is you're changing which note is on the bottom. So in this first grip, your bottom note is going to be a D, so that's D, G, B. Back to the second grip, which is in order. The third grip, you're going B, D, and G. And the final grip, you're going D, G, B. So when you're just talking about the G major chord, it's pretty common to use numbers that correlate to the scale degree of the chord. So a lot of times the root note, the G, is called the 1. The middle note is called the 3rd, and that's because the G major scale goes G, A, which is the 2nd, and then B is the 3rd. And then you skip the 4th, and your 5th is D. So G, B, D, 1, 3, 5. And that's what every major basic triad is made up of. It's made up of the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. And what you're doing in these different grips is you're just inverting the order. So it's good to bounce around and just, get comfortable forming those grips. Over time, it's going to become second nature, but it takes a while. So in a little bit, we're gonna move into like a practice mode, and you can practice along with me. I'll have a metronome going, which, by the way, is my favorite way to learn new techniques. And licks and parts is just to start slow with a metronome and then kick it up over time, and we'll do that in this video. Okay, so we've got our 4 grips inverting that G major triad, and the next thing I want to show you is the different pedal combinations. Basically, for each chord, there are 3 positions in the neck where, using those grips, you can play that same chord. So what we just did was the open position, and what I will call kind of root position. which is based on this 8-6-5 grip here. Now, the next position on the fretboard where you can play a G chord with all those grips is moving up to the 6th fret. So you're at we were at our 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, but you're going to engage the A pedal and the F lever, and that's going to make it so you're, with these grips, you're playing those same notes again, G, B, and D, just in a different order, but it's the same grips, grip 1, grip 2, grip 3, and grip 4. So again, what you do is you move 3 frets from your open position, engage the A pedal and the F lever, and that's the next spot on the fretboard where you can get a G chord. The final pedal position is going to go up to the 10th fret, and you're going to have your A and B pedals down. And again, it's those same grips. And you're just playing different inversions of G, B, and D. It's a really important concept because when you learn these positions, you learn the pedal combinations. You're like never that far away from any chord when you learn these pedal combinations. Cool. So I've got some exercises to help. Cool. So I've got some exercises that I wanted to do here to help you learn how to, get your hand used to forming these grips and moving back and forth between them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the metronome going at 50 beats per minute, and we're just going to play whole notes with those grips. So you can follow along. We're going to just move from first grip to second grip, third grip, fourth grip. And we're just going to, for now, stay in one position. So let's start with in our open G position and the first grip. Hopefully you can hear that metronome. Now we'll go backwards. One more time. So what I like to do is start slow. And I like to play at a speed where I can do it kind of perfectly without making any mistakes, where I get a nice clean tone. And when I feel like I've got that, I'll bump it up, usually 10 BPMs. It depends on, what I'm learning here. So we'll do it again. Now we're at 60 BPMs. Go backwards this time. Or let's jump it up to 70. and backwards. And forwards again. And backwards. We're going to bump it up to 80 here. Get a nice clean tone. Forwards. And backwards. Now obviously you can get a metronome and work on this on your own at your own pace. You don't need to practice along with me, but sometimes it's nice to see how other folks practice, and sometimes it's nice to have someone kind of guiding you and practicing along with. So I'm just going to keep going here. Feel free to skip ahead if you want, but we're going to move on to 90 BPMs now. If you're just starting out, this is something that I would do every day, just to really train my fingers. My forwards again. All right, we'll move it up to 100. I don't know how far we'll go, probably till I start messing up. Backwards. And forwards. Sorry, got a text there. Backwards. Forwards. All right, we'll move it up to 110. Now, I just love practicing this way, getting the metronome out and just slowly working up to train my fingers on whatever it is I'm working on. I find it's really meditative, and in addition to just helping you get better at any musical task, whether it's you can do this for any instrument, I also find that it just kind of like it's sort of a part of my day where I can just kind of relax and enter into the groove of something hypnotic, and it sort of shuts my brain off. And in that way, it's kind of a little meditation. So here we go. We're going to move on to 110. Backwards. I start messing up there, see? And forwards. All right, we'll stop it there. You know, now it's pretty obvious you can work this out at your own pace, come up with, you know, kind of a little metronome practice on that on your own. And let me know in the comments if you find this helpful. If no one out there likes the practice along thing, I probably won't keep doing it. But if it's helpful for anyone, I might keep doing it. And that's why I put timestamps in my videos, just so you can skip past anything that isn't helpful to you. Okay, so moving on, we're going to practice the moving back and forth between those pedal combinations for the different inversions. So we're going to start out, we're going to do this metronome practice again. So we're going to start out in the second grip, which is 8, 6, and 5. Open on G on the 3rd fret, that's going to be our root inversion. Then we're going to move up to first inversion at the 6th fret, A and F pedals and lever, and then we'll move up to the final position, the 2nd inversion, with the A and B pedal on fret 10. So it'll be let's start again. We'll go back down to 50. And if you're just starting out, these are things I would just do every day. Moving up. And move back down. All right, we'll bounce that up to 60. And back down. Move it up to 70. Back down. And make sure you're picking really clean. If it gets too fast for you, just back off and slow it down. Go up to 80. Back up. And you can do this with every one of those grips, which I would definitely recommend. You can even break it up. So here, I'll show you. This is a great. Oops. Forgot to put my pedal down. move it up to 90. We'll break it up here. I'm just going to let them ring out. Since this is such a beginner video, I don't really want to throw any kind of blocking into it. But if you are a little more advanced, you can try out some of your blocking techniques. And I'm going to do a video on that pretty soon. Alright, I'm moving it up to 100. Let's break it up. Go up to 110. And practicing really nice and slow is just a great way to train your fingers right. So you can figure out if you're, if you're making mistakes, you want to go back and fix anything that's not making sounds that you want to, instead of, pushing ahead and training in some bad habits. Or let's break it up. Move it up to 120. And you could practice that. You could do that forwards and backwards, which would be a really good exercise. Oops. Break it up. All right, we'll stop there. By practicing, those different, so I would do that first off with every single one of those grips, so you could do it with the first grip. You do it backwards. And moving between those grip positions and those pedal inversions, that's going to just give you a great sense of where to find, the nearest chord that you're looking for. So, we did this with G, but if I were you, I would practice it with every chord, You could do it from C. And it's, it's always going to be the same number of frets between pedal positions, so it's really easy to create exercises for yourself, and that's something that I do all the time. Okay, so if that information sounded a little basic, I wanted to throw something out there for people who are getting, a little farther along in their pedal steel journey. So this is an idea that's a little more intermediate, and it's a way to incorporate those pedal inversions in a way that you can, you'll see that they're really good for creating licks up and down the neck. So this first one is kind of a backwards roll. So I go middle index thumb on strings 2, 3, and 4. Then I move up to the A and F position on the 6th fret. Okay, so I'm going to play the whole lick here. Do that one more time. And I'm just explain what I'm doing there. I'm using the open position, strings 2, 3, and 4, doing a little backwards roll. Sometimes I kind of do a little grace note with my thumb. Then I roll up to the 6th fret, A pedal, F lever, another backwards roll. So let's put that together. And you'll notice I'm pick blocking those notes so they're not all ringing out. And we can go over pick blocking in another video. And then I move up to the final position, A and B, on fret 10. So that's string 3 with my middle finger. And then I do thumb on the 5th string and I roll off that A pedal. And then I pick string 6 with the B engaged. And then I do that classic pedal hammer on a double stop on strings 5 and 4. So that last part is, and put it all together. I missed the double stop there, but you get the idea. And that's, that just kind of shows you the power of knowing these inversions. Just you can fly up and down the neck and still be playing the same chord. You could always play that from, without moving the bar. But did you hear how the blocking wasn't as clean? You would have to palm block that, and if you're not, in a palm blocking frame of mind, I'm not the best palm blocker, so that was a little sloppy. I didn't even play it right there. Anyways, you kind of see that it's a little bit of a different sound and a different style of playing, so knowing how to move up and down the fretboard, I think, with facility, is just really a great habit. Okay, so one more lick I wanted to show you is just going backwards with the same idea, but doing the A, B pedal, A and F, and then open. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on there. You could start with just a single note on string 3 or the double stop with 3 and 4. And you're rocking that A pedal, then string 6. Then you're rolling back down to that A pedal F lever position on the 6th fret, doing a forward roll on strings 6, 5, and 4. And you want to practice getting those pedal movements from A and B to A and F, really smooth so that the lick comes out clean. Then I roll back down. And I throw in a little 4 chord there. That's with the A and B pedals. So, we're at our A and F position, that little forward roll, and then come back down, re-engage A and B, so you're playing a C chord, string 3, string 5, roll off the A pedal and string 6, and then do another, classic A pedal bend, and then open on string 6 for that last little bit. And you can start incorporating other chords too and come up with all sorts of licks, but this just, shows you how you're always close to the chord that you want, just by using these pedal combinations. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully you found those ideas helpful and interesting. You can let me know in the comments if there was anything that you'd like to see in the future. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of pedal steel videos. Also going to try to do some banjo, bass guitar, dobro, as well as some engineering and mixing stuff. Basically just things that have helped me on my journey as a session player and recording engineer. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.